Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. How are you? First of all, let me apologize for yesterday. I kind of had too much of a good time, but it was all right. It was great. It was great. I promise you it was. I got to relieve a lot of stress. It was magnifico. But welcome back to the Will Is podcast on this Saturday afternoon. What's going on, people? How y'all doing? How you doing? I just wanted to come back at you to say how you doing. Uh, I wish we gonna make up for it though. You know, I wanted to do a show last night, but I got a little too saucy. But anyway, yeah, man, yeah. We are great this morning. Ain't nothing good old Waffle House and some, good old hydration can't fix. You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, check it out. Today is the WIP Attractive Privilege Show. Oh man, oh yeah, y'all gonna get a kick out of this one. I promise you. Let me get some music playing because I feel well. I feel great. I feel energized as always. Let me get some smooth playing here. See what we got. You know what I mean? See how that's gonna fall out. I kind of like it. It's got a yeah. I like the after effects of the beat. I fuck with that. But check it out, man. Attractive Privilege Show. We got so much to talk about with this. Why? Because when people find you attractive, they find reasons to communicate with you. They find reasons to get next to you. They find reasons to spark up a conversation. It happens all the time. You know, you young people experience this a great deal. When I was young, I did as well. It's quite flattering. You know, when people find you attractive. You don't have to be smart. You don't have to be all you have to do is be. You don't have to be. All you have to do is be. Some people take that to their head. That's why you see a lot of attractive people have ugly insides. They don't even understand why people find them attractive because of what has been taken from them. All of what you assume is not all the time what you're gonna get, especially from a woman, ladies and gentlemen. And even men. I talk about women not because I love women. I love my wife. I love my child. I love the essence of a female, a woman. Not just any female, a woman. I don't like girls. I don't like young girls or young women. I like grown women. But I'm married, and I'm married to a grown woman. Absolutely. So check this out. For real, the reason why a lot of you people, period, especially the attractive ones, yeah, I'm talking to you, the real ugly on the inside ones. Most people that are attractive, they love less. They have no room for you. They're too concerned with themselves. That's true. They don't have to love you as much as you love them because guess what? They know how much you love them. So they scale their love back. Sometimes attractive people are more attractive to themselves than they are their counterpart. How in the hell you say that, Danny D? What the hell you talking about, Danny D? I'm gonna tell you what I'm talking about. Not knowing how to put yourself before your pretty ass self. Not knowing how to put your pretty ass self before your pretty ass self. How do you do that? That's perplexed. That doesn't even make any sense. That's an oxymoron. You a moron, Danny. No, I'm not a fucking moron. You a moron because you can't get over you. That's why you ugly on the inside. Remember, I always tell you motherfuckers, it's two yous. It's two yous. The one that you see in the mirror that you like, and the other one that you see in the mirror that you don't like. Yeah. It's quite a struggle with you pretty motherfuckers. Something is always someone else's fault. Your pretty ass just couldn't do it, could you? Couldn't be you. We finna get to some WIP moments in a minute. I'm gonna explain why attractive people are so nasty on the inside. They can't get over themselves. Don't even know how to love nothing. Long as you all right, pretty motherfucker. And you call it, I just have the ability to get past stuff. Hell, you ain't never looked beyond nothing but you. Of course you're gonna just wash your little ass through anything because you ain't never focused on nothing. You too concerned about yourself, what you need for you. Your ass gonna end up alone, beautiful and alone, because you become so untouchable, so demanding. You gotta have it. Everything has to be your way or you will just fall your delicate ass apart. Oh, I'm telling you, sometimes you attractive motherfuckers need to get your hands dirty a little bit. Roll your hair out. Do something uncomfortable. Y'all too good for that though, I'm sorry. That's too much for you. Well, I tell you. Some people, you just can't tell shit. But anyway, let's get to these WIP moments. Yes. All right, first. Okay. First WIP moment. Pain sculpts your being. How you know that, Danny D? Well, you got some people, they were attractive as a child. They were adored. They were cheated for. Life was so beautiful as a young person when everybody tells you you're gonna be so bright, you're gonna be so smart, you're just on your path to success and glory. Oh my gosh. You're gonna be someone when you grow up. When that child hears that repetitively all their fucking life, you will develop a complex to thinking that things are just supposed to be given to you. Tisk tisk. Parents buying and enriching your child in vain will eventually break you or them simply because of two things. How long you're gonna keep that shit up when that child becomes a teenager, when that child becomes an adult, who is going to continue to feed your madness? The child develops. And when you understand development, you can't overstimulate a child. When they become an adult, that stimulation has to be maintained. And it gets more thirsty as that child develops and becomes a bigger, stronger entity. More thirst, more resources, bigger hunger. Can you keep that shit up? You understand? Pain scopes your being. Children need discipline, direction, order, love, respect, lessons. That's what you have to instill into your children, simply because if you don't raise them, they will raise you. That's why pain scopes your being. Straight up. All right. Next WIP moment. We're going to keep going. We got a few today. Check it out. When are you allowed to have your way? When you are allowed to just have it your fucking way. Like this is goddamn Burger King or something. You know what I'm saying? Have it your way. Oh, sometimes, you single people, y'all gonna identify with what I'm talking about. You married folks, you have to track back when you was a little younger, when you were single without your spouse, when you used to walk up to a Burger King or walk up to a fast food restaurant when you about 18, 19 years old, and you know what I'm saying, when you smile in your head, hey, ooh, how you doing, girl? And she over the counter, you like, you know what I'm saying, you want it your way. You like, hey man, but I ain't got but a couple dollars though. You gonna hook me up with another one of them sandwiches? I got you. You be like, yeah. I don't even know her. She did that because she liked the way I look. That's how it was. That's like, oh yeah. You present yourself well. You look nice. You dress nice. You may not have but a couple dollars in your pocket, but a couple dollars could feed you and get you full. Back in 1997, 98, 99, we can get a damn chicken sandwich for $1 at Burger King. Shit. So I'm telling you, I used to work at Burger King when I was 16 years old, 16, 17, in high school. I was on the work release program in high school. And that was the lick too, because I got out of school at like 1:30, go home or go with my little girlfriend's house and, get my little rocks off, go to work. Man, great times. Everybody young people ran these restaurants at this time. My manager, Nola Armstrong, was like 26, and she was fine as wine. Boy, I tell you, all beautiful girls. Columbus, Georgia. Shout out to Columbus, Georgia. Burger King on Macon Road in Columbus, Georgia. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's old stomping ground for me. That was my spot, man. Woo! Boy, I tell you, we had a good time, man. But yeah, we had it. I had it my way. We had a great time. We was young kids, experiencing growing up, living life, working, making a little money. You know what I'm saying? Having fun, getting to know ourselves, getting, them adult lessons. Going through adolescence, but they became adult lessons. But having it your way, when you're an attractive cat, man, it was cool. Got you, shit can get you out of trouble. You could be the teacher's pet, the favorite little, oh, he's so handsome, oh gosh. And then don't be an athlete. Oh my gosh. You got everything your way. And don't be a cheerleader and Don't be the baddie little that everybody love, hurt in school type. You know, TJ, you know what I'm talking about, girl. You know you is. KB, you pretty, super pretty. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Back in high school, my wife was a cheerleader in high school. She was one of them super pretties too. You know what I'm saying? For real. I looked at a high school yearbook. I was like, oh yeah, yes. If I would have dated her then. Yes. So no. So that was some cool shit back in the day, man. Just by throw your clothes on, dress nice. Back in my era, we dressed like real kind of preppy. We always wore our clothes. We wore like, we was the heel figures, the polo. I wore a lot of Express. Structure. They don't have structure no more. Y'all, everybody know, when you was a preppy black kid, the preppy kid in school, I wore Express or Structure. Y'all know Structure. It's Express now, but it was Structure. So kind of kept that trend when I became an adult. So that shit became Banana Republic after that, and it still is. Wow. Anyway, yeah, but those were the best things about growing up in my era. I'm almost 45 years old, so you dig. That's when the way you carried yourself, the way you positioned yourself, that's how you got your path through life, because wasn't nobody gonna give you no chances looking like a damn criminal. And then in the Marine Corps, when the Marine Corps was always dressed to be always being your best, dressed in your best. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is dressed down for me, but it's just a nice shirt. I mean, come on. It's cool. I got a lot of them, but I just like at least showing you that I'm taking my show seriously. I take you guys seriously. I respect you. So when you see me in public, you're gonna probably see me looking nice. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Always understand how to get your way by being a good representative of yourself. You should. Now, I want to talk about my next WIP moment. This is a running topic of around the world right now, so I might as well participate in this one. I done participated in a 100 men versus a gorilla. 100 men versus they all getting their ass whooped. They can be torn apart. They can rip your arms off. Anyway, but next subject. Anyway, like I said, this is the WIP moment. This is the topic I want to talk about. Are gingers black? I'd say yes. Shit. Why would I say yes? Because it's scientifically proven. You guys should really study human genes. You should also study DNA. Like, seriously. You should study albinism. You can study how two melanoid people can create and foster and have a child that is absent of melanin. And to be quite honest with you, at one point in time and in certain regions, that was happening quite often. Before they stopped killing them. At one point in time, they used to kill them. And I think that's mythical, because it's too many albinoid people that are living and born daily. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a thing that black people are able to do. Globally, not just Africans. That's a fact. So, when things happen on a ebb and flow throughout a continuum of time, and if you go back even to the MacAlpin dynasty, yeah, the birth of the European presence from Moors and a lot of Africans, and the fact that the Iberian Peninsula was really Western Ethiopia. The fact that if you look at the fabrications of what the so-called quote unquote scriptures say, it doesn't even take a whole long time to put people through an ethnogenesis. Really, it takes about 50 years. A couple, 2.5 lifetimes. If a life sentence is 20 years, if 20 years is a lifetime, you got 20. 40 years is 2 lifetimes and a half. Ethnogenesis completely. Let me explain. Let's say 2 couples, 4 people, black man, white woman, black man. They don't know each other, but they live in the proximity of, say, 3 miles. They have children. Those children are mixed race. So that boy and girl, this boy and girl had a boy and a girl. They meet each other. They have something in common. Wow. Oh, my dad is black. Your dad is white. My mom is white. Your mom is black. Oh, we have something in common. We like the way each other look. Let's make a child. Let's have 4 kids. We like each other so much. They're all gonna look. They're gonna have dominant and recessive genes in that display. Some kids are gonna, out of that 4, are gonna wanna, when they get 20 years old, this one says, well, I like white boys. This one says, I like black boys. This one says, I like white girls. This one says, I like Asian girls. This one says, I like Arab girls. Say all of them get what they want. The one that gets the white, they have 4 kids. There we have it. Grandparents have the fucking United Nations of the world in their home. There are families that exist like that. Yeah, what do you do about those people? Huh? So, understand, here in America, shit is that complex. That's just a fact. So, are gingers black? I'd say yes. Look at Queen Charlotte. Look at all the redheads. Complexion does not mean as much as you think. It's hidden mostly. It's hidden because of the wanted attachment to whiteness or privilege or what's associated with what was called attraction. But I be damned if I see all these goddamn white folks that were red with this damn red hair talking about I'm black, and some of them attractive and some of them not, but they don't give a damn. They said I ain't with them, I'm with you. Are genders black? I'd say yes. They are black people. It's pretty fucking factual, actually. Like it or not. Do they get white privilege? Yes. Do some of them not like black people? Yes. But shit, you got black people that don't like black people. And you got whites that don't like whites. There you have it. Boom. Y'all motherfuckers make shit complex. Some people just will be we're a little done with that shit. We hate racist people. Nobody likes a racist. Nobody likes racist people. That's just a fact. You don't even like the fact that you're racist. That's your problem. Okay. Again, my next WIP moment is what I just said. Who is Queen Charlotte? How can you explain A light-skinned, olive-complected woman with nappy-ass red hair, and her whole lineage is black. Who is Queen Elizabeth? Her father was black, like J. Edgar Hoover was black ancestry. Oh, John Hanson was the first black president, not Barack Obama. Huh? Now they talking about the Pope is black. So I guess it's true. The one drop rule, I guess it applies to all. Why don't all you get your DNA done? Let's see how many people did like the Pope's mama. She was from Louisiana, she was black. When she got to Chicago, she was white. Privilege. You dig? It's a thing. Still is. Next WIP moment. Shout out to North Carolina, Charlotte. Shout out to North Carolina. Shout out to Charlotte, North Carolina. Where did you get your name? Huh? From the British Isles that became the Virginia shores were the Isles. Yeah. So from island to island, from isles to isles. Okay. I have a plethora of indigenous ancestry from North Carolina. North Carolina is a very valiant place. Hey, my first duty station in the Marine Corps, Jacksonville. Shout out Jacksonville, North Carolina. That's where my nephew was born. Jacksonville, North Carolina. What's happening? What's happening? Onslow Beach. What's happening? I got family members there I probably seen and don't even know. Some people stay, some people go. Excuse me. Check it out. All right, what about let's get to this next WIP moment. This is a short one. It's just 2 words: Black Irish. Wow. I've mentioned this a few times, but if you don't know, if you haven't heard a Jamaican talk, you should. And pay attention to patois. If you haven't heard an Irishman talk, you should. Listen to how they phrase their words and how they talk. They want to call it patois, broken English. No, you're a black Irishman, and the reason why the black Irish, they got red hair because their whole ancestry is black. If you look up a movie, The Devil's, it's Brad Pitt, one of his early movies. I watched this with my homeboy, James Bierman, back in the day. Irish cat told me about his story, and it's called The Devil's, The Devil's Den, The Devil's something, man. But yeah, y'all, help me out in the comments, man. If you checking the show out, help me with the comments. It was a Irish show about an Irish revolution. I watched the show with him because he was explaining to me about how the Irish were the black people of Europe. And I was like, what? This is back in the day. That's when I started doing my little research about, the whole black Irish connection, leprechauns, you know what I'm saying? And then shout out to Tariq Nasheed. About 10 years after I had learned about what I learned from James Bierman, no, about 8 years later, I think Tariq Nasheed came out with Hidden Colors in 2010. And I checked it out. My homeboy Eric Hill told me about it. He was like, yo, check this cat out. His name is Tariq Nasheed. He does lectures and shit. He's a cool dude. He got relationships books and shit like that. So when he put it in Hidden Colors, I was like, yo, it's the truth, So I was like, big confirmation, and that was a really big push. So shout out to Tariq Nasheed and the work he has done. And also, when he wanted to get in front of the camera and left from behind the camera, I've supported and contributed to all of his projects because he's put out a very wonderful commentary, commemoration of just content and movies and documentaries Shout out to that brother for doing such valiant work. And I know a lot of people don't agree, or he's a human being. He's very petty, so you fuck with him, you gonna get shit. That's just what it is. But anyway, shout out to that brother for all of that good work he have done over the years. Shout out to other brothers that I watched their content over the years, and that was shout out to Corey Holcomb, 5150 Nation. Shout out to you. Shout out to Zoe Williams, his show. Shout out to the Del clan. Shout out them cats, man. I do a lot of work on my own now. Do a lot of work with AE. We talk. We discover the reason why I started doing so much work on my own is simply because I had a hell of an ancestry. I got a hell of an ancestry. I got a hell of a story too. So I figure I hop on here myself and I tell it. And I tell it like it is. I tell it like I tell it like it's supposed to be told. And that's why I like having my brother AE on, because having an actual doctor that has done the type of work that I've done for myself, it's a beautiful situation. It's a great situation. It's a great relationship that we have. Look like a goddamn beard cricket. Seems like some shit. I'm trying to fix this shit. Well, get it this way. Get it this way. All right, bring it down. I keep wiping the wrong shit side. Here we go. All right, there we go. Damn. I guess I gotta do it. There we go. Okay, something wrong. Whatever. I'll fix that shit. But anyway, rulers of the Scots and the British Isles. That's the next quick moment. We've been talking about shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just walking them through them. We just walking through them. Anyway, but the rulers of the Scottish and British Isles. I've shown that book multiple times. Every chance I get, I show it. I've changed my trajectory around in here, so I'm looking for it right now. I can show it to you again. And you got to understand, I got to show you my other book, J.A. Rogers, Nature Knows No Color Line. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, do I got it over here? Shit. Yeah, here we go. Found it. Yeah. Negro rulers of Scotland and the British Isles. I've shown this book multiple times. I'm gonna show it some more too. And look at this. I'm gonna show you. Just to let you know, by one line, I came straight to the page. George V, King Emperor, was the second son of George V and Mary of Teck. He inherited the throne of his brother, Edward VIII, AD 1936. That's less than 100 years ago, England. And from then, he strategically worked closely with the United States and other allies to end World War II. The shy-prudent king, who was called Bertie, was well loved by his parents, grandparents, relatives, and friends. Tutored him, well concerned his family lineage, especially his beloved great African grandmother, Sophia Charlotte. The king was also reminded of his other famous Africans of his family tree, such as the Scottish King Kenneth the Nigger and his forefather Kenneth MacAlpin, Niger de Val, Dul, the Princess Matilda Edith, who was a descendant of Kenneth the Nigger, married King Henry I, whose children melted into a mainstream of British royalty, which brought about a continuous line of British kings. The same process throughout the centuries was popular known as the British royal family and other European royalties. During his visit to the United States in 1939, the king and his wife, Elizabeth, were well received with warmth and honors by President Franklin Roosevelt and the American people. His visit was exceedingly cordial, without raising a single issue concerning his lineage in respect to the highly intensity of America's racial practices. During his visit, America understood his plea to end the Nazi aggression and become more acceptable to breaking the Neutrality Act and enter the war. George V, no, George VI was the first reigning British monarch to set foot in America. President Roosevelt and George VI had the deepest respect for one another and shared common defects. Both men stammered in their speeches as youths, which took years and hard labor to correct their conditions. Yet all of their physical illnesses, both men were called to lead their nations. King Emperor George VI, who stuttered in his speech, died in 1952 from lung cancer and was succeeded by his elder daughter, Elizabeth II. Okay? The king and his brother Edward VIII, including their father, George V, and his wife, Mary of Teck, and grandfather, Edward VII, and his relatives were descendants of Europe's earliest African occupiers. The white complexion of today's English royal family, including the European royalties, came about is their once darker ancestors gradually intermixing with the white populations, a crucial move and one to maintain a Moorish Negro sovereignty which had existed from prehistoric times. All European museums show fake white portraits of leaders imitating the once black rulers of Europe. Nearly every Moorish portrait of Europe's darker domineering have been whitened or overpainted to fabricate world history. This truth is widely acknowledged throughout Europe, Asia, and some parts of Africa, but has not reached the shores and textbooks of the United States, the nation that heavily frowns upon black success, frightened with fear at a very thought of their own civilization deriving from the very people they are continuously persecuting. Knowledge is power, people. You understand that? Knowledge is power. And nature knows no color line. I'm telling you. Nature knows no color line. So that's your long kiss. Good night, Gina Davis. That's a dope ass movie, her and Samuel Jackson. She's fine in that movie too, though. Yeah. Hey, let's keep this on a lighter note, though, for real. A simple mind is how we got here, but it's gonna take a perplexed global mindset to raise up out. Check it out. That's the end of the show today. I might come back tonight, I may not, but I tell you, this was good, wasn't it? Very educational. This is the WIP Attractive Privilege Show. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Watch my previous shows. Watch some of my previous videos. Watch the videos. I love you watching the shorts, but I promise you get my watch time up. You know what I'm saying? I'll be able to keep doing the show. I need y'all to help me out. You understand? Come on. Okay, show's over. I may come back today. So, we got to get to my favorite part of the show. Need y'all to say it with me. The will.